Plenty of Samoan Sevens experience in the lineup that Titi Taufua is going to roll along with first. Skipper Rapini Levassa, former captain Afa Ione, and their starman Lolo Louis. They were fairly long odds to have made this bronze medal match at the beginning of the weekend, but here they are. They have played so well, Samoa, and it's they who've won the right to take on Australia to take home a medal. Jenkins has been questioning the right of the big names in 15s to make the switch leading up to these games. Much talk about Israel Folau in the build-up. And send out some message if they could win the bronze medal for the Samoans and Rapina Levassa. An opportunity framed in bronze. Scott Hastings sitting alongside. Either of these would deserve to go home with a medal.
Well, there's a lot of pressure on both these teams as they enter into the arena. A bronze medal, you want to take something away back home with you, don't you, Nick?
Great smiles. And into the huddle. At the centre of it all, a rugby ball. Various expressions on the face of that man over the course of the weekend. Sometimes exasperated, sometimes thrilled. And a little bit of excitement mixed with trepidation. And Geraint John, we've been saying all weekend, the Welshman in charge of Australia for the first time. This is his first tournament after leaving Canada and replacing Mike O'Connor. South African in charge, Rasta Rasevengi. The 44th match of 45, one to determine who goes home with a bronze, who goes home with bittersweet Glaswegian memories. Samoa in the blue. Immediately, it's they who can launch the first attack with Afa Ione. Bags and bags of experience. Former skipper Leo Lolo to Lolo Louis, one of the current stars of the Samoan Sevens game. They have been so efficient, so powerful. They've not done a great deal to get you off your seat, to get you on the edge of the seat, but what they've done it brilliantly. And they've seen off Papua New Guinea, Malaysia, Wales, and now they're giving Australia a run for their money here early on. Again, it's Iono. Taloa, the real danger man. 8 tries for him already over the course of the Saturday and Sunday here in Glasgow, and here he goes again. The vision that he had to sense the space behind the defence, but not for the first time. It was James Stannard coming to Australia's rescue, but the ball was lost forward. It might have been much worse.
Yeah, Australia can breathe easy. I thought there was a little take out there on the kick and go. Just have a wee look at this. Make up your own mind. Yeah, wee body check, but Con Foley was pretty committed to the contact there.
The Islanders have always been one of the powerhouses of this bite-sized version of the sport without ever being able to win a Commonwealth Games medal. Great rivals Fiji, a couple of silvers and a bronze to their name, show for their efforts dating back to 1998. In the absence of Fiji, is this to be Samoa's moment at the Games? Their time to take something back to the South Seas with them. We will see over the remaining 10 minutes or so. They've certainly had all the ball early on. Levi Asifa Amatala, the latest to give it a go. Here's Leo Lolo. It's patient stuff. Lolo Louis, maybe momentarily taking his eye off the ball and giving Australia some rare time on the ball.
Yeah, Lolo Louis, normally a safe pair of hands in this Samoan setup. along with Samoa Taloa, scored 8 tries in this tournament, only bettered by Siabelo Sanatlo on 9.
Bind, sit.
Scrum half James Stannard scuttling back to gather the ball for Australia. Silver medalist 4 years ago in Delhi.
Release now.
Lavassa with some fairly insistent counter-rucking there, but Australia hold on to possession. Flips off his right hand by Liam Gill, one of those who won a silver medal 4 years ago.
Counter's good.
Once again, the counter-rucking is fairly forceful, but having worked hard to clear some space over the ball, Scott, they were then a little bit careless when they had it.
Picked it up.
Yeah, this is where Samoa throughout the whole tournament have posed problems. They've managed to slow up ball, sometimes a little bit illegally, but again, the take out of the player there, the Samoan and Levi Asifa Amatala, that should have been a penalty against Australia for taking the player out of the ruck area like that.
Steady. Early, number 2 binding. Number 2 releasing early from the scrum.
Ione was released early from the scrum. His binding wasn't right. That's the reason for the penalty that Stannard fires into the govern stand on the far side. Giant two-tiered structure. Masterminding Australia's push towards the Olympics, just this Olympics, but he's looking ahead to Tokyo as well. Geraint John, he's got some interesting ideas for the development of the sport back in his new adopted country. For the first time, it is Australia who can try and launch themselves going forward. It didn't last long, however, but they're still in a handy position. They'll come back for the knock-on. Samoa will have the scrum. 5th time Sevens has played its part at Commonwealth Games. Sport readying itself for that big Olympic entrance in Rio in a couple of years' time, and it's displayed its wares well this weekend in Glasgow. I imagine that those watching in Brazil are looking forward any less to hosting this sport when they get to look after the big Olympic shindig in a couple of years' time. This will be a real centrepiece as Samoa Taloa goes on the charge again, looking to add to his tally of 8 tries so far here at Ibrox. Cagey.
It is
tense.
Chess. It reminds me of a game of chess, just testing each other out and around the breakdown. Nobody really getting round outside the defences. These two teams are well set with each other. They know each other inside out as core teams on the IRB Sevens World Series circuit.
And that was won eventually by Jenkins, and as a result, Australia can begin to threaten for the first time and looking really, really strong here, and they may well get the first try. Jelyadev, who has been there, ace in the pack in Glasgow so far this weekend, and he's now got another try to add to his name. What about the pace and the power and the determination, Scott, of Greg Jelyadev?
Samoa Taloa with that fend, and Jelyadev, well, he backed himself. Look at this, the determination to go the length. Great camera work, great attitude from the young Australian.
Well, how about that? It's rather summed up their first half. In so many of the big games this weekend, they've really not had the better of it in terms of territory or possession. But look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, they're such a hard-working team for each other. They cover each other so well. They run the channels very well in attack and on a defence. And Sean McMahon, they have an outstanding character. There's McMahon, look at him chase that ball.
And Australia win it back again on the hooter. McMahon's free on the right-hand side if they need it, but Jelyadev fancied a second. McMahon came in so forcibly, releases the ball. Samoa some fairly desperate defending.
Leave him.
Equally so Australia to win it back, and now the threat apparent for Australians. With the hooter having gone, next time the ball goes dead, we'll head into the half-time huddles. We're still going to have the penalty. Samoa are a man down here. They're going to have to defend one man short, and they're going to pay for that. And again, It's Gelyadev. The Australian radar was switched on there. They knew the importance of quick ball with a Samoan on the floor, and they've got the second score.
Yeah, James Stannard just managed to tap and go. Ball through the hands from Foley. Gelyadev, he knew where the line was. Just limping there, is he? Maybe a touch of cramp.
Now they are 5.5 games through what has been a murderously tough weekend. And all the pressure as well, and the drop goal conversion from Cam Clark slices across. But given the amount of time they've spent in Samoa's 22 in that first half, their return is quite phenomenal. 2 tries to 0. As a result of Geldedev's 2 tries, Australia 10, Samoa 0, half-time in the bronze medal match here at Ibrox. As the light begins to fail here in the southwest suburbs of Glasgow, in Govan, famous area of town, Scott. So much history. All of these teams have loved playing here this weekend. Let's see if we can have a listen to what Geraint John said. Sorry about the language that we inadvertently picked up there on the camera microphone. Fascinating to listen to Geraint John in the build-up to this. There's been much debate, Scott, about the 15-a-side players coming into the sport. Australia looking at Rugby League, Aussie rules for other options. And that's a blow for them. Levi Asifa Amatala, the Samoan, will play no further part in that. He was the man who was down in the build-up to the try.
Yeah, I'm just looking onto the end of the stretcher there. His boot has been removed. I just wonder if he's just twisted his ankle badly. The medical team under the care of Dr. James Robson.
And without Asifa Amatala, Samoa have somehow got to try and climb back into this bronze medal match. They trail heading into the second half by 10 points to 0. Australia made the absolute most of scraps in that first half. Ed Jenkins, the skipper, drives it forward, draws the penalty.
Sorry? What did you say? Yeah, you're playing off your feet.
Once again, a little bit of language that we could probably do without on a Sunday.
Well, the Australians looking to increase their lead here. And they just know if they can just keep control of this rugby football, stop Samoa competing at that breakdown. That's where the game is going to be won and lost.
Line out one by Sean McMahon, launching another Australian attack. Cam Clark firing the ball wide to Pamafau. Took a little bit of a knock in the semi-final against New Zealand, but he's back on his feet. However, it's Samoa in the form of Ione driving back towards halfway. Such good work. And once again, Stannard was at the centre of things to win possession back. What can Liam Gill do with it? Back involved after his silver in Delhi. Foul again. Ball was anybody's for half a second. Australia made sure it remained theirs. Right under the gaze of Geraint John. Stannard. Once again, it's McMahon. Such a handful, such a handful. Goodness me. The strength of McMahon to get that close to the line and take Australia to the brink of their third try. The bronze medal is almost theirs. They can almost touch it now.
Well, look at the strength of Sean McMahon. He actually started representing Australia at sevens level when he was 17 years of age. 20 years now, and he made this try. Great cut and angle there.
Two players who have been central to Australia over the last 2 or 3 minutes, combining to score a try that just may well have taken them beyond the reach of the Samoans, and the extra insurance of another 2 points from the conversion. It's a 7-point score from Liam Gill, and he can take his place on the bench and take a swig of water, knowing that he's done his bit. Nothing more he can do now.
Yeah, Sean McMahon, we identified him as a real workhorse of a player, and he's been replaced by Tom Husak.
Australia silver medalists in Delhi 4 years ago, as we've been saying. Bronze at the first Commonwealth Games sevens tournament back in 1998 in Kuala Lumpur. All those years later, here they are again, set to repeat the feat. Samoa will still think they've got 1 or 2 words to say about it, however. They need to score quickly if they are to induce 1 or 2 Australian collywobbles. And they're into Australian territory. Leololo striding with some purpose. Etiu Sifa Fiavai losing possession, however, and they've had precious little of that in the match so far, Scott. They started well in the first half, but really since Australia scored the try, there's only been 1 team in it.
Yeah, Levi Sifa Amatala as well, his injury has been crucial up front. And Samoa just starting to lose their shape, but they're up against a very, very good Australian team. And Gary John from Australia, well, he'll be delighted with his charges taken over from Michael O'Connor, and I'm sure he'll be the first to recognise the workload that Michael O'Connor's put in to prepare the squad. He's come in at the 11th hour as a little bit of rain starts to fall over Ibrox Stadium.
James Stannard's done his job for the Australians. We were promised 1 or 2 showers today, and largely speaking we've escaped quite lightly, but getting a little bit of a dousing here from the skies, the Glasgow skies south of the Clyde. Taken on by Tulolo. Samoa needs something very special now. Over 2 minutes to go in this bronze medal match, and Australia will have possession once again.
Yeah, the teamwork and camaraderie evident with that last little bit of work, and each of the Australian players clapping each other, egging each other on. Great team ethos amongst this young Australian team.
Okay, catch. Bind. Sit.
Tom Lucas to feed the fruit machine. Foley, ball to foul. Scored some important tries on the way to this bronze medal match, the number 11. Ball lost forward, however, an opportunity for Samoa to do something, and Tupou very nearly did. He was looking for Ione. It was picked up instead by Pamafau.
Yeah, it was Con Foley, his tap tackle through the middle that denies Samoa that attacking opportunity.
Some familiar names part of this Wallaby setup down the years. David Campese was the man who led them to the bronze in Kuala Lumpur back in 1998. It looks like his exploits are about to be emulated. Likes of Chris Latham, Lottie Takiri, Matt Gitto, all played their part at home in Melbourne 8 years ago, and then Lockie Turner and Nick Cummins, silver medalists in Delhi in 2010. Players who've featured in this 7 side, but today's generation, the 2014 generation, are powering towards bronze in Glasgow, and Sam Myers makes absolutely sure it will be Aussie bronze.
Yeah, very much so. Just a great little angled run here, but Sam Myers, and there was a sharpness to that Australian play. The 6th game of their weekend, and Ed Jenkins, the captain, is first to go up to congratulate the try scorer Sam Myers.
just going to have time for the restart. But Samoa have been completely shut out.
Yeah, they've been outthought on this particular tie. Con Foley with an angled run off that line out. But as I said, Nick, there's been a sharpness there in this Australian performance, and well, delight from this bench.
Well, they're standing up now, and they'll be standing on the medals podium before the evening's out here at Ibrox. And they're going to have bronze medals around their neck. It's nearly done. Selly couldn't control the ball. Tololo for Samoa, who still can't get their hands on a Commonwealth Games medal. Still can't move any closer to Fiji's achievements at this tournament. Fayavai trying to do his best, but the game's been long gone for the Islanders. Fairly underwhelming form in last year's World 7 Series. They could only finish 8th. This was a real chance to put some lipstick on an otherwise pallid year so far, but it's not going to happen for them. And really, once they failed to make any headway on the scoreboard after dominating the first 4 or 5 minutes of this match, it's never looked likely.
But isn't it a brilliant sport, Nick? 24-0 down, and Samoa want to have the last word.
And they might. No. Selly was hoping it was going to be him, but emphatically, it's Australia. And the men in gold will soon be draped with bronze.
A bronze medal, full credit to Australia. 5th in the IRB Sevens World Series, and well, with one eye on qualification to Rio next season. Gary and John will be pleased with the progress that this team has made.
I think Geraint John will think that this has been a pretty decent start to his coaching career as an adopted Australian. They're going to go back with something to show for their efforts here in Glasgow. It's been hard work over the weekend, but they've been very efficient, and really from the point they came back from 19-0 down against Wales at the start of the day, having seen off England, bullied England really yesterday evening. They were looking very, very good, and they've done the job. They've beaten Samoa. They've locked out the Samoans by 24 points to 0 in this bronze medal match.